my God. Well, we're live again.
We're alive.
We're alive somehow.
Yeah.
Against all odds. And welcome back to another episode of the After School Special Club podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Mary.
And this is your show for video games, video game commentary.
Yes.
And stories from our stupid little lives, coming to you live every Saturday.
What? Every Saturday?
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday. That's right.
Can you believe it?
Sometimes I don't think that we do it every Saturday, but then I'm like, then on Sunday, I'm like, wow, did I do something yesterday? Yes, I did. Every week.
Every week, every Saturday.
Consistent. Consistency meets results.
Consistency is key.
Yes.
As someone more informed than I said one time.
I think it was Sylvester Stallone. He said that.
And he's actually here today. Why don't you come on?
Well, Sylvie. Come on, Sylvie. Put that protein shake down. Come on,
get in here.
Get in here. So we're just going to step right into the video game news.
Yeah.
And I was looking at news, and I guess this isn't really like current breaking news because this has been around, but it is breaking news to me. Mm-hmm. So that is why I put it in here.
Yeah.
So have you heard of Heardle?
No. And in fact, when you were telling me about it, I thought it was Heardle, like what you jump over. I didn't even make the connection, like knowing, because you told me what it is. Mm-hmm. I didn't even make the connection that it would be spelt like that.
Yeah, so Heardle is essentially Wordle.
Yeah.
But for your ears, and specifically video game enthusiast ears.
Wow, that sounds like me.
Yes, and I was very intrigued by it. But it was created by GOM. Sorry if I'm
I thought you were going to say God.
God created it on the seventh day. He
gave a tablet to Moses and it said Heardle.
Heardle. And no one knew what it was until now. But it's created by GOM. He has a Twitter account as well. Mm-hmm. But basically he said in a tweet, I made video game Heardle based on code by Joy Waves and the original Heardle app. Still updating it, but at the moment there's over a month of songs in it. Give it a go and tell your friends, why not? So
yeah, why not?
Basically, I heard about it. That sounded like a little bit like Dracula.
It did a little. You sounded a little bit evil.
Little bit. But I was intrigued because I am not in the Wordle game. No. And I feel like I'm really like not a part of civilization.
Yeah. I feel like you'd be good at it.
Maybe. But I don't know if I want to give myself like that obsession.
And give myself up.
Yeah.
To Wordle.
Yeah. The time investment. I don't know. But this pulled me in because it's video game related.
Yeah.
And essentially what it is you go to this website, so heardle.com, mm-hmm. and every day there's a different song that you have to guess based off of like little small snippets of sound. Mm-hmm. So when I first like opened it up, I was like, oh, okay. There was a play button. And I was like, okay, play. And then there are, I think, 5 slots where you can guess. Mm-hmm. And after the 5th one, if you get it wrong, you are out for the day. You can't guess anymore.
Yeah, so it's like Wordle, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't know that because I've never played Wordle.
No. So you're like, I'll just start again.
Yeah, I'll just start again.
Nope.
But when it pulled up, so every time you press play, they show like a set amount of seconds. So it gives you like a bar, mm-hmm. like a graph. And let's say you get one wrong. They give you a little bit more of the song, then a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Then like pretty much like a minute of the song at the end. Mm-hmm. They're like, okay, can you get it now?
They're like, okay, dumb.
Can you get it now? And by the 3rd time that I first guessed, I was like, okay, this is definitely a fighting game. Mm-hmm. I was like, because it sounded like boom, 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 like uppity. And I was like, okay, fighting game, Tekken. I was like, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
I was like, Smash. And I picked Smash because I don't play Smash. Sorry.
So educated guess.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint people. Educated guess. And then I was like, okay, fine. It's none of those things. I was like, all right, let's do Metroid. I just started like throwing out like random games because it sounded like an 8-bit mm-hmm. or like an old style video game song. And I was very disappointed because it was Kirby.
Oh.
It was Kirby all along.
Kirby does have a banging soundtrack. I feel like every game is like.
Yeah, it's good. And this is not the Kirby song from the new one.
No.
So I would have known that. Probably not. I probably wouldn't have.
You probably still would have been like,
it sounds like generic. Smash. But I guessed that wrong, so I immediately got defeated in that respect. But it's really fun because I've always wanted this kind of thing, and I never knew it existed before now. And it can put your testing skills to the test with music.
I should do it because we all know how much I love video game music. So
yeah,
I wonder if I'd be any good at it. Because my thing, though, with like video game music is it's just like my taste in anything, very hyper-focused. I'm not just like listening to video game soundtracks from games that I haven't played. So I also might be really bad at it. So,
and I feel like they said that there's a month's worth of songs on there, but I wonder what kind of music it's pulling from, because is it pulling from like generically played games, or is it more like a niche kind of thing? Because right now, like the throwback from Kirby seems relevant because it's Kirby and it just came out. But I do feel like if they do older games, I feel like that would be really cool. But if they do all newer games, I feel like I wouldn't be able to like guess most of them. Yeah, because I don't know them.
I don't play any modern games.
No. I was playing old games before old games came out. That's how.
Wow, you made every old game.
Yeah, I am an old person that made old games. Wow. Look at this tic-tac-toe.
You're like, I invented oh my god,
I invented
Connect 4. My brain was like 4.
Well, it's funny because I was about to say Connect 4. Wow.
You were stealing my thoughts, so I couldn't grasp onto it. I was just gonna be like, you invented the number 4.
I'm like, yeah, of course. 1, 2, 3.
And naturally
you go into 4 after that.
5 if you're feeling crazy.
Yeah, woo. Not yet.
What's your lucky number?
It is 7. I mean, it's
wow.
I know.
Boo.
It's generic. It's generic. It's very generic. But I think, well, because 17, that's my birth date.
Okay, so that's like with mine, because mine is 5. I was born on April 5th.
Yeah. So it is birthday related.
You heard it here first, folks. You have a sample size of 2, therefore it's accurate.
Yeah, exactly. So
accurate
that means
poll.
100% poll. But getting back to Heardle, I do plan to like try it more and more just to like test my skills, because I also feel like it's going to open the door for video game music that I haven't heard before. That's
true. And you might be like, wow, I actually really like that. I should go check that out.
Yeah, and maybe I'll like the game. Who knows? This is an avenue not explored yet by me. Again, I didn't say it was breaking, but it is news to me.
Yeah.
But alongside this, there's also this other website called, and I always forget the name of this website, but it's called High Score Day. And I had never heard of this either. So
I didn't realize that this was Kingdom Hearts characters.
Yeah, because it's from that Melody game. But anyway, I'll get into it. Basically, High Score Day, they have a Patreon right now that you can donate to. So it's just like this person who's making this, and they just really want to engage with the gaming community in a way that's really cool and engaging. And I think this is a really cool idea. And I started playing this as well the other day. And luckily, the first one was Kingdom Hearts.
Wow. Again, topical.
Yes. And so basically in this website, you pull it up and
here, I'll share our screen so people watching can see the screenshot that you put in our notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically it pops up with an image, and then there's a search bar at the bottom, which is not in this picture. And then you can start like plugging in names of games. Now it auto-populates, which I thought was interesting. So maybe you can like narrow it down just by like guessing and then like backspacing and kind of try to do that. But this, they give you multiple. So it's not just one picture. Not like the music one, or I guess Wordle, even though I don't know what exactly Wordle entails. I imagine that it's one word a day, right?
Yeah, so it's Wordle is 1 word a day, and you have 5 guesses. Wordle's cool though because it'll show you what letters are correct. So green ones are correct letters in the correct spot of the word. Yellow is correct letters that are in the wrong spot. Okay. Yeah, that sounds interesting. And then it grays out your keyboard for letters that are not in the word at all.
That actually sounds really fun. I wonder,
it is. You should try it.
I wonder if it's big. I wonder if people are doing it.
I wonder if anyone knows about it.
Yeah. I think it's under the radar right now.
Yeah, it's on some it's on some like website. I don't know, you might not have heard of them, but it's called the New York Times.
Oh no, I heard of the Wisconsin Times. Oh, but not the New York Times. Yeah, New York has a time?
Yeah, New York has time, believe it or not.
What? I thought they were without time
East
this
Coast
whole time.
Standard. Crazy.
Yeah. But I really like this one. I think I'm going to play both of them at the same time just to kind of get my, game trivia up in strength. But I did pass this one because it was Kingdom Hearts first, and then they showed me another image, and it was Space Channel 5, I think. And then the last one though, I got wrong because it was a clip. It was a picture of a rock band or like one of the Guitar Heroes, but they all look the same.
They all look the same. Yeah,
they all look the same.
So you'd never be able to know.
No, and I was thinking, I was like, okay, well maybe this picture is showing an instrument that you can only play in one of the games. And so she was DJing, and I was like, okay.
Was there one that was a TJ game?
I don't know. Like, I've played Guitar Hero, I've played Rock Band,
Yeah.
and I've played like Rock Band Beatles and like Rock Band Green Day.
Yeah.
But I've never played like Rock Band DJ.
Which I'm assuming is probably what it was.
They didn't tell me. So I got it wrong. Because I just typed in Guitar Hero.
And they were like, is this a guitar? And you're like, no, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe. I've never seen a guitar before.
It's like, are you a robot? It's like, is this a guitar?
It's a CAPTCHA.
Yeah. I'm like, damn it.
Shit, they got me.
They're a robot. They're a robo. I failed it though, and I'm going to go back to it. But honestly, I don't feel bad because Rock Band, the characters, they all look the same.
Yep.
Every style. It's like, do their graphics get better? That's a good question.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think it's just Rock Band is Rock Band.
Rock Band is Rock Band.
What a fun concept, though.
Oh, no. It's a great
I used to
great
love
series.
playing Rock Band when I was a kid.
Me too. But I got that one wrong, sadly. I'm going to go back, though. I'm going to keep doing it every day, and I'm going to update, ones that I'm proud of and ones that I fail at.
Yeah.
Because that's the growth. That's how you grow as a person.
Practice makes better.
But yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I found that out this week, so I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, those seem fun. I kind of want to try them out. Because I also, going back to the first one, I like Wordle. I don't play it every day, but when I think to play it, I do. So, and I think that's really fun. So I think it'd be good to, especially as someone who really likes video game music, to partake and see if I can get anything.
Yeah.
I wonder what today's is.
I haven't checked yet.
I think I'll do it on the break between our games cast and this.
All right.
Cool. Well, moving into our next topic. So I wanted to talk about Sega's plans for their future. So Sega's planning to reboot 2 of its Dreamcast fan favorites, Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio.
Yeah.
Now, Mary, I'm sure you've heard of these games.
Oh, yeah. And I've played both of these games a lot.
I played a lot of Crazy Taxi when I was a kid. I played Jet Set Radio, but I didn't ever have a Dreamcast, so I don't know how I played it, but I definitely have played it. Or like maybe watched gameplay of it. But I played a lot of Crazy Taxi because there was at one point like Flash versions, at least of Crazy Taxi. I don't know if Jet Set Radio, but when I was in summer camp, we had like a computer room. And like I was like, oh, I don't want to be outside. I want to play video games.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm stuck here at this godforsaken middle school. Captured in jail. But they had a computer room. And so they had like websites. Because, like back then in like the early 2000s, it was all about like the Flash game websites.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We could do a whole episode on that.
Board.com. Yeah.
Write it down. But I used to play like this Flash version of Crazy Taxi. And whether or not it was the original game or if it was just a ripoff, I actually don't know.
Well, okay. I do have a question about that.
Yes.
Did it have like music, like the actual music from it? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay. Because I like to think that it's a Flash version, so it has like some funky, like,
yeah, it's like weird
bad music.
I actually don't remember. I mean, I remember having music, but I don't remember if it was like legit or not. But
just wanted to ask that.
It was fun either way. So for anyone who doesn't know what these games are, if you've never heard of them, so Crazy Taxi, I would classify it as a racing game. It's not a racing game in the sense of like Gran Turismo or anything like that, but the whole point is you pick up passengers and you have to get them to their destination as fast as possible at any cost. Yeah. So it's just like a hectic, like fast-paced game where essentially you're just doing what you do when you play GTA.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't get out of the car.
You just can't get out of the car. So you just have a car and you're going crazy.
Yeah, it's
Crazy
GTA in the car. Yeah.
So it's really fun. And then Jet Set Radio, I have less experience with, but essentially I know you're like rollerblading around, right?
Yeah.
Or like inline skating around. Tagging.
Slight parkouring.
Yeah, slight parkouring. You're in a gang. And you're graffitiing.
Yeah.
And you fight other gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the extent that I know. But they're both super fun games. And they were considered like cult classics, I guess. Like they didn't get like mainstream success, but they were like definitely fan favorites. Like everyone who's played these games loved them. There's definitely a large group of people who are like, woo!
Yeah, I remember the first time I watched Crazy Taxi was on my friend's, like, over her house, her GameCube.
Yeah.
So it was the GameCube version.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, she was playing it, and I was like, this game is so, like, because I was, like, young. I was like, energy.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But then I saw the size of the disc.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. So
it's
cute.
This big. It's like
so cute.
A pizza bagel size.
No, it is a pizza. You home.
Put
in the microwave.
And then GameCube is like, we are not liable for any
accidental purposeful chokes.
Yeah, Nintendo's like,
oop. But I remember, so first off, was super impressed by that, and I've played it, ever since. I also like the arcade version a lot at the arcade. But I actually got a GameCube because of that.
Oh my God.
I put it on my wish list that year.
Wow.
I was like, I want a GameCube in Crazy Taxi.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like, because I also think about like Resident Evil and GameCube, and I'm just like the two polar opposite games of what you can play on GameCube.
Yeah.
So an article published by Bloomberg states that the two titles would be the first entries in Sega's Super Game Initiative, which the company announced a year ago as an effort to develop recurring revenue sources and build online communities around its software portfolio. So they cite Fortnite being a large influence on this model, as it's free to play, it's available across platforms, it hosts large multiplayer contests and events, and it includes tons of extra features in addition to combat, which keeps players coming back and spending money.
Real money.
Mm-hmm. So Sega hopes to release these two games in combination with a third unnamed first-person shooter game, and hopes to create, quote, contents and services that can create a large community, and 10 billion yen. 100 billion yen, excuse me. So $780 million in lifetime revenue.
That's more important. They're like large
communities of money.
Money.
So yeah, and this is much needed, as in recent years, Sega's revenue has sort of stagnated when compared up against some of its local competitors. So I actually have a little line graph here, because I love infographics, Mary. So I'm going to share this with everyone. So this is a line graph here comparing several Japanese game publishers that shows their revenue growth in most cases over the last several years. So we have companies like Sega, obviously, is the black line.
Yeah.
Square Enix is that peach colored line. Koei is the dark blue line. Bandai is the green line. And then Capcom is the gray line. And Capcom is just like, we released Resident Evil 8, so look at our fucking revenue, bitches. Yeah. Which is like literally like that peak, I think, is when that game came out.
I am very happy at that peak because Capcom has always been my bae.
Same. Yeah. And then I love, so second to that is Koei, which Koei does, they do games like Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors, Fatal Frame as well.
Yeah, I love those games.
Those games are great. I used to love Samurai Warriors a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a good
and
one.
Dynasty Warriors. But
so much of it.
So, yeah, and so you can see a lot of these other companies have had very large peaks and growth in their revenue, but very sadly at the bottom in black, Sega has been fairly stagnant and consistent over the last 6 or 7 years, with a little bit of peaks here in the last few years, which I'm assuming are probably like, I don't know, the Sonic movies.
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like the last thing that's been like really relevant with Sega is the movies, because they haven't released like a good Sonic game in a really long time. It's always, they had that Sonic Mania, which was basically just like a reboot, kind of like a reboot of already like done things.
Right.
So they really haven't had like a successful like Sega game come out in a long time.
Right. So, yeah, so they definitely needed a little bit of a re-up. And the Bloomberg article also mentioned that Sega is responsible for most of Japan's pachinko and patch-a-slot arcade machines. However, they've recently been on the decline in popularity, mostly due to COVID restrictions. So for anyone who doesn't know, they're like pachinko parlors, which are essentially like giant arcades where people go and play these machines, similar to like a casino arcade hybrid, if you will. And so obviously due to COVID, no in-person anything, no touching and sharing things. So they really declined over the last few years. And so it's likely that Sega will have to fortify their mobile console and PC gaming ecosystems if they hope to catch up to their competitors. So, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if also related to Sega and pachinkos, because Capcom has really also been into pachinko, like with their machines.
Right.
And they actually released a Metal Gear Solid game on pachinko, which irritates me because I don't know if I'll ever be able to play that. And I was like,
we have to go to Japan.
It's not canon. I can't play it. What the heck? But that was like the last Metal Gear that they like really put effort into. Yeah, that makes me wonder if Capcom also, I mean, they're obviously up. Like, it doesn't really matter because their revenue is so large anyway.
Right.
But I also wonder if they're going to feel a little bit of a push to do more like releases, to do more games.
Right, stay on the top.
Is down, because that was a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
I know that.
So, yeah, it's very interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'll be excited to see these new versions of these games and how they're different, considering they're going to be community based, and how they're going to try to create a community within these games. if we're thinking in terms of like the way that Fortnite creates community and having that be part of their inspiration.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's very unlikely that it'll be as popular as Fortnite. I feel like I was watching a podcast recently where one of the hosts described Fortnite as like lightning in a bottle. Like it was just like a one-off like creation that because of the game and the times and everything just was like blew up and became this thing that it is now. So
yeah,
I don't think that their aspirations of making it equivalent or similar to Fortnite will be very realistic, but we'll just have to see because these are just announcements and they weren't even official announcements. This is, I think, technically leaked information because the people who gave this information to Bloomberg asked to remain nameless.
Of course.
So, and they did reach out to a representative from Sega who declined to respond. So I think that obviously it's very early in planning and development, although they did say that Crazy Taxi at least has been in development for a year already. So we might see in the next few years.
That would be really great. Also, I need to say, I said Capcom, I meant Konami.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even clock it.
Redact, yes.
And take it back.
Take it back. Konami. They have a lot of say in pachinko, so never mind.
So yeah, next up we have an update to our PlayStation news about the new subscription systems. So a couple weeks ago, we spoke about PlayStation's new tiered subscription plan and detailed out what that would look like. So if you would like details on that, you can go back and listen to episode 42 that we did.
Please do.
We talked about it at length and gave information about the different tiers and the plans for those tiers. But this week on the PlayStation blog, it was revealed that the targeted go live dates for, I guess, like 4 different regions, like those were released. And so they are as followed. So the Asian markets, excluding Japan, which I think is interesting, they're targeting May 23rd. Yeah. I think it's interesting they're targeting it before Japan, considering PlayStation being Japanese.
I wonder if it has to do with China or China right now and their video game laws. Like a lot of the laws going around.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, they didn't obviously extrapolate on that, but to Asian markets, excluding Japan, they're targeting May 23rd of this year. For Japan, June 1st. For the Americas, June 13th. And for Europe, targeting June 22nd. So these are, slated dates. Obviously, they could change as needed. That's why they're very clear in their use of the word targeting.
Yeah, because they said a while ago that June was like what they were looking at, right?
Right. So yeah, good for their main thing. So it looks like they're sticking to that. But of course, it could change as needed on their side. So upon release, fans will have access to several Sony first-party games such as God of War, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, Death Stranding, and Returnal. But unlike Xbox's Game Pass, first-party games will not initially be available upon release. And again, so for more information about all of that, please go back and listen to episode 42 of our podcast where we talk about it in detail.
Yes, very much detail. Too much detail. No, just
not too
enough.
much detail.
Just enough.
Just enough
the
detail.
The perfect sweet spot.
And that's it for the news for this week.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait I'm actually going to most likely get the most premium of premium subscriptions because I want to play those old games.
Me too. I want to test it out too. I want to see what the most they have to offer is.
Yeah.
And see if I like it. So
yeah,
we shall
dip
see.
our toes in. Little toesies.
Aw.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for the news segment of the show. I'm going to pause this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So Mary, tell me about your week.
My week's been good. Again, I think last week I said that it went by super fast. Again, this week went by super fast. I've been still getting into the voice acting thing, going to the gym, normal things that I do. I did almost get attacked. Hold on. I want to talk about that. Because that is a story. So yesterday I was on my way back home and broad daylight, just walking down the street as you do. And in San Francisco, we do this thing. It's not like talked about, but it's just, you just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Where somebody is like making you feel uncomfortable. You just don't look at them.
Yeah.
You avoid eye contact. You like walk the other way, kind of that kind of thing. So this person started walking towards me and they were screaming. And I was like, okay, like usually I'm just going to walk this way and then they'll just like
they'll continue, just go past.
Yeah, go past and yelling all the way. But no, in my peripheral, I saw them slowly start to like come in my direction. And I was like, this is going to be a thing. I was like, I have to gear up mentally and emotionally. So I put on my armor. I was like, I'm going to be like super like just book it and just like walk straight and like not even pay attention to them. Well, like, I didn't even have a chance to do that. Because, like, this person carrying a cardboard box, some kind of, like, Solid Snake wannabe, like, just, like, it was, like, shaking the box and then, like, proceeded to, like, try to kick my knees in.
Yeah.
And, like, they got super close to me, but luckily I was watching their every move. So I dodged it. I got out of the way.
Pro gamer.
Yeah, that's seriously pro gaming right there. And I don't have any extra lives. So this is the only life I have.
Yeah.
So I really have to make sure it counts. And I walked around her and then I was like, for a split second, because I've been working out and I think that's going in my head a little bit. I was like, I'm going to beat her up. I was like, I'm going to beat this person up. I'm like, they cannot just like come into my house, which means my personal bubble. That's my house, my personal bubble. They cannot just come in and try to literally knock it down.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to take that. So I looked back and I was like, and then I was like, no, because I've learned something. That person was having a mental breakdown.
Yeah. And
no matter, what your strength is or whatever, sometimes you cannot match that.
No.
So don't even try it.
Yeah, especially in that case.
Don't
like erratic behavior. Like there's no way to fight back against erratic behavior without getting hurt.
No, and it was like in broad daylight again. So this person was obviously not well, very not well, and in front of a church, of all places. Of all places. And there were witnesses that were like standing around. And,
right. Not doing anything.
Yeah. This woman was like walked up and like her face, like, because it happened to me and like I was still in shock. So I was like, I kept walking. Right. And I was like, I was calling the police on the same line or right away. And she was like walking up and she sees it happening and she like her face is so funny because she got like super serious. And she was like, oh. And then she like walked back and like completely
she's
walked
like, I'll go
back
down the next block.
Yeah. She's like, never mind. Not today.
Not today. I actually don't need to go where I'm going.
Yeah. But it's just so funny because like I think to myself, I'm like, first off, I called the police because I didn't have access to the mental health line.
Yeah.
I would I would have preferred to do that.
Yeah.
Call people that do those services because that's obviously what was going on there. But I also didn't want people to get hurt.
Yeah.
And I feel like she was definitely going to hurt people.
Yeah.
I mean, if she almost hurt me. So I doubt that she just calmed down after that.
Yeah.
She probably just escalated even further.
Right.
So I was like, I need to report this so that they have an eye on it,
right.
in case somebody gets hurt.
And God knows there's so many fucking police in that neighborhood already. So
yeah, exactly. But anyway, I did that. And then it was just funny because if I'm in that situation, if I'm like watching someone almost get assaulted or get assaulted, I'm jumping it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm helping.
Easily.
Or at least saying like, are you okay?
Right.
Or like doing something like that. I would not just stand by and
then turn around and leave.
Be like, yeah, but this person seemed like the type to do that. But not to be too judgmental, I could tell. I am really prone to these kind of things though, because I tried to get into a fight with like a boxer once because like they were like intimidating someone else, and I was like, I'll step in the middle. And I was like, as a literal boxer,
like, what are you thinking?
I don't know. Like this part of my brain goes like protection.
Yeah.
Must protect people.
Protection mode activated.
Yeah. I was on a bus. There was this guy being super aggro. I decided to be the only one to stay on the bus. Everyone else left. I was like, I'm not leaving until you're safe.
Yeah.
And the bus
driver's like, I don't need you,
yeah,
but
he's
okay.
Like, okay. He was really confused. It's like this part of my brain. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I should have been like I don't know, like people that fight crime.
I was going to be like part of a bike gang.
Yeah, right? I should make my own bike gang.
Well, yeah, where you just ride around protecting people. That'd be kind of cool.
On training wheels, because I don't know how to ride a bike.
That's true.
I'd be very intimidating.
Like, your training wheels?
Yeah. They'd be like, woo, don't mess with her. She still has training wheels on.
Yeah, so she's going to be erratic. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah. So that was a wake-up call, and I was like, this is the city. This is where we live. This happens all the time.
Yeah. And
I wasn't expecting it. But I'm glad I'm okay, and I hope that not another person was hurt.
Yeah.
Emotionally and or physically by that person.
Yeah, I'm glad that you're well, and I also hope that nobody else got in her path.
Her path of destruction.
Yeah, literally.
I was like, what are you doing with that box? Where are you going? You moving? Are you angry because you're moving?
Oh, I would totally understand that.
Yeah.
I hate moving.
They're like, you all didn't show up. Hits me in the leg.
You're like, I'm not a part of this.
I don't even know.
Who are you?
Yeah. But that was it. And now my friend texts me, and he was like, you should carry your mace because you have mace. You should carry your mace.
That's true.
And I was like, I do have mace. And it just hangs on the wall, and I don't use it. But now I'm like, I should probably start carrying it.
Yeah, I know. I think about that too now that I work in the Tenderloin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like right now I don't stay super late, but on the nights where I do stay late, I'm like, I should bring my taser.
That's smart.
Yeah, I have a hot pink taser.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Batman.
Yeah. So,
cool.
And I don't know. I don't think I would ever tase someone unless I had to, obviously. But I think the sound is more of a deterrent because it is like.
Yeah, it's like you have
It's
just
like it's like a really loud crackling sound.
Oh, see, I've never heard one in person.
Yeah.
Can we try this out?
Yeah, on the podcast.
Yeah.
Twitch bans us for weapons.
You just tase me.
Yeah,
I'm like, tase me, bro.
And it has a flashlight too for the dark.
Love that. So you know where you're aiming.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I think about that too. I'm like, because I don't know, like people are non-discriminant when they're in that state of mind. So it's like you're more likely to be targeted because you're a woman, but it's like I could get targeted too in those areas at night too.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's like under the influence or mentally unstable. And it just sucks because it's like you think about it we're so used to it. But every once in a while you have those close calls where you're like, fuck, like there's so many people in need and like no services set up to actually help them like get better or recuperate or be safe.
Yeah.
So
I know.
It sucks.
Really, it does suck. And it's nice because I heard that somewhere, is it Berkeley? Berkeley has that program now. I think someone was telling me today about it actually. And so it's for mental health services and there's a number you can call and they get them set up with like a whole thing without like, escalating the situation like police.
Oh, that's cool.
Police would. So that's really, really nice. And I wish everywhere had that because what I want to do is I want to be able to have a card, like a business card, right?
Right.
With all the information on like, phone numbers, contacts, places to go for people that need it.
Yeah.
Right. And just like hand that out to people I see that are like really in trouble. And like, I feel like I financially can't give them $1 million, which I wish I could out of my pocket.
Right.
But I feel like having that resource or like making a backpack and having like, granola bars, like water, like just like Band-Aids, like stuff like that, like a medical kit.
Yeah.
And those kind of things and food and water and just handing them out to people that I see. I also want to do that with the business card in it.
Yeah.
That's an idea that I always wanted to do. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But I want to.
Or like do something with all the food waste.
Yeah, right.
That we encounter.
Yeah.
From our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I used to give people, I'm going to say this on record, even though I'm still employed at this place. When I was a shift lead and I had those people come into the store who were dangerous, and I had to get them out.
Yeah.
I would get them out and I'd be like, what do you need? Like, just tell me what you need. I'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I would do that every once in a while,
That's good.
Because I'm like, this business doesn't need this. It doesn't need any more money.
Yeah.
I'll give you shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's different if it's like a mom and pop place, but like if it's like a big corporation,
yeah, fuck it.
Just do it.
So.
They're underpaying their employees.
Yeah.
So they're making extra bank.
But yeah, how was Buddy's appointment? Because you were gonna tell me something about his appointment, but you were like, I'm saving it for the podcast.
Oh yeah, so
I need to know about Buddy.
Yeah, I took my cat in to get checked, and this was the first time I actually got to go in. So before, when I brought him to the vet, it was during like the height of COVID. So like the nurse would just come out to the street, take him, and then go in and give him back to me, and then tell me what's
it's like
what's
an
up.
exchange of goods.
It is. I was like, here's my cat.
Like, here's a cat,
and then here's your bill, and I'm like, okay. I just
Great.
want my cat back.
I don't want a bill. Give me my cat.
Yeah. They're like, no, I keep the cat. You get the bill.
You get the bill. You're paying me to take your cat.
What kind of vet is this? But I took him in and I was really excited because I got to go in with him. I was super because he was going to get a shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my baby boy's getting a shot. He needs his comfort.
Yeah.
Because, and I set him down and usually he's really good with people. He is good with people.
Yeah.
And he's usually not like shy or like, but I opened the door to the cage and like he wouldn't come out.
Oh,
and I was
no.
like, it's okay. Like, come out, baby. And then like there's just like, yeah, just let him come out like on his own. I was like, okay. And so I was like sat there and I was like, and he wasn't moving. He was not moving. And so I was like, okay. So I like took the blanket and I pulled it and he was like slowly coming out. Yeah, sliding out. And I was like, come on. He was like, he like put his claws on the side. And he was like, no. And I was like, come here, baby. And I put him up on the table. And he just looked he's a big cat, but he looks so small.
Aww.
And so like intimidated. And And it was just, my heart was like breaking. And like he was just getting checked out, but my heart was breaking. And he got weighed a lot. He's a lot. He's a chunky cat. But then it came time for the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was 2 people. So one of the people had to like hold down him and the other person gave him the shot. And he was like, they had to like grab his neck and like twist him and be like, hold him down so he wouldn't move. And like he's the best cat. And like all the vets and like the like nurses, they say he's so loving because he didn't like try to scratch, he didn't try to bite, he didn't hiss at all.
Yeah.
Which is really surprising. He just let out the smallest meow. He was getting a shot. He's like, meow. He's like, meow. And I was like, oh my God. My heart, like I was like, I'm right here. Like I was like holding his paws. I'm like, I'm right here, baby. And but he immediately, like once the shot was over, he was like normal, like sitting. And then I was like, and then I opened the cage up and he like ran. He was like, when he got back in. But everything was fine. He needs to get his, because he's now a senior.
Oh yeah, he is old man.
He's an old man, so he has to get a senior screen. So basically, that they're just gonna test his blood and make sure like there's nothing going on right now, like cancers or anything like that, and just making sure that like we have a plan for that to put into action in case anything happens. So that's gonna be done in May, like May 7th. So I'm excited to get that done for him. But he's such a good boy. Yeah.
I can't believe he was all scared because normally, he's so like he's crazy social, like loves everyone. Yeah. I've never seen a cat like that.
Well, I think it didn't help that like dogs were like there was like so many dogs that would go right up to his cage and like, running around in the waiting room. And then when we got in, there was like this dog like whining and crying. I think maybe they were getting a shot or something.
Yeah.
And they were like, and like letting out noises. And Buddy was just like, not okay. He's like, I'm not okay. And I was like trying to pet him and he's so cute. But the vet was like, he's a very loving cat. He's like, most cats, they aren't like this. I was like, he is rare.
Yeah, no, he's a rare Pokemon type.
He is. I love him so much. Yeah. But it went well though. But yeah, that was a funny thing where just like it was funny.
I know I still really want to make, because when I was originally doing the all of the like designs and stuff for the channel, I was like, I want to make Buddy our mascot.
Yeah.
And I never did, so I'm like, I should do that.
Yeah. He's precious. Anyway, how was your week?
It was good. I mean, just again, like just the usual stuff. Like I haven't done anything. Like I'm not doing anything extraordinary or exciting in the next 2 weeks, but I did quit smoking this week.
Yay!
So that's, I mean, I guess that's extraordinary. That's pretty exciting stuff.
That is very exciting.
So I'm on the patch. I'm a patch on my arm. And it's been fine. I think for me, like it was a very like habitual thing, like for most people. I don't necessarily think it was the chemical aspect of it. I think it was just like something that I was used to doing in familiar situations. So I think that's been the toughest part so far, is just like anytime I'm in a space where I would normally be smoking and I'm not, I'm like, I should smoke. But then I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So what I've been doing is I've been not forcing myself, but I've just been doing everything normally in my life, and then just being cognizant of the situations in which I would normally pull out a cigarette and be like, see, like you don't need it. Like you're fine.
That's great.
And like,
that's really good.
Yeah, like I've been using the gum, which I totally understand now, because it's like the motion of it is very similar, because it's like a square box. You pull it out, you flip it open, you pull out a stick, put it in your mouth for 10 minutes, because then gum loses flavor, so I spit it out.
Yeah, of course.
And that's been working great. And I think the patch has been good, because then if I do have any like chemical dependency, that's like abating that for now. So it's like I don't feel that craving from not having the chemical. So I'm just focusing on the behavioral aspects of it right now, which is great.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it hasn't been like super, super difficult. I feel like I haven't been like having mood swings or like any like behavioral changes in myself. I've just been trying to be very cognizant of those situations so I can think about them and be like, no, you don't need it.
Yeah, that's great. That's really good for your health.
Yeah. So, awesome. And then like eventually, like, because I don't chew gum and it's not good for your teeth. So it's like eventually I'll stop that probably after like a month or so, and like wean myself off of like the similar behaviors.
Yeah.
Once I've relearned not smoking. And then, yeah, like the patch, for anyone who doesn't know, you go down. It's like a fifth or how many days? I was gonna say 50. It might be 50 days where it's like you start with a certain dose for like 30 days and then you go down to like a third of that for like 10 days or something, and then you go down to like half of that number for the last 30 days, and then you're done. So it weans you off the chemical while you're also changing like your behavior. So yeah.
That's really cool. That's awesome. Do you feel like, because I've always wondered with the patch, because I used to smoke a while ago, like consistently, and I never did it, but do you feel like do you feel something? Like, do you feel like, it's weird to ask this kind of question, but when it's on your arm, do you feel something in your arm? Or like,
no.
Okay.
Not really. Like, it doesn't like burn your skin. Like, because it was saying that like some people feel like you can feel like the chemical on your skin, like it burns or like it leaves like discoloration or something, but I haven't had any of that. And like,
good.
Being diabetic, I have the CGM, so I have a continuous glucose monitor, which is a patch that I wear literally every day that I change, every 10 days or whatever it is. So I'm used to having like something stuck on my skin. So the feeling of it doesn't really bother me.
Oh, okay.
Like I don't really notice it because I'm just used to that.
Yeah.
So it's very like just there, and I just change it every morning when I wake up. So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations. That's really good.
So yeah, I mean, this is I think day 4, but I got like a countdown thing on my phone, or like I guess it would be a count up. So they make apps like sobriety apps, so you can track anything like drinking, drugs.
That's awesome.
Whatever, and you can. So it has like a title card or whatever, and it's like days without cigarettes. So that I did, it just counts up every day.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so you set it. You can set it for the day and the time that you stopped, whatever it was.
Yeah. And
then it counts up from there, and so it's nice too because then it's like a visual reminder. So it's like, because it is really cool, like, and one of my friends like turned me on to that because they had that for sobriety from like drugs, and they were like, it's really cool because you actually see the progress, because a lot of times like you don't necessarily feel it, or you have times where it's like it's hard. So she was like, it was really great to see like, oh, like 60 days or like a year.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just have it in my phone and it just counts up. And so you can actually look at that number and be like, wow.
That's really cool.
So yeah, it's just like another form of like positive reinforcement for your brain.
Yeah, because every day is a victory.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, and it's been good because I've also been using it as like a springboard to take on other like more healthy behaviors in my life. So like more exercise and like working out at home and doing, eating better.
Can I show you some exercises?
Yes.
I just got so excited. You didn't see the smile if you're listening, but I am smiling.
Yeah, I need to, because I want to start like an at-home like workout regimen. Because I stretch like every day. I do. I think I mentioned last week or in one of the past weeks, I've been doing like 10-minute yoga every night just as a way to stretch out my body. Which is also like part of that is like strength training for your core and your arms and stuff. But
yeah, absolutely.
I want to like actually have like a workout regimen. Because I want to lose the weight that I gained from being injured when I couldn't exercise for 4 months.
Yeah.
And then also just like I was thinking, because I remember the feeling of when I used to run and loving running. I just love the feeling, like the rush of endorphins and like adrenaline that you get from exercising.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want that again.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of either getting like a personal trainer and doing kind of like what you did, where you get a personal trainer for a little bit and like learn or like do a program. Because for me, like with this kind of stuff, being held accountable also helps me do it, because I don't like letting people down. So it's like my way of like having other people, including myself, hold myself accountable. And it's like that works for not just quitting cigarettes, but also like the exercising or the eating healthy.
No, it's super beneficial. Because I had been struggling for so long because I had gained weight during the pandemic, and like I'm someone who lost a lot of weight in their lifetime.
Yeah.
So my body is like fighting against me to maintain my weight.
Right.
So it's like a real struggle. And I had gained so much weight and I was like really disappointed with myself. And I was like, okay, like I want to do workout. Like I want to work out again.
Yeah.
I want that feeling like you were talking about. Like, because that feeling you get at a gym after like a workout and you're sweating and like you're
like
covered in sweat. Yeah, you just feel so good about yourself. You're just like, dang, like I'd worked out, like I worked it. And I miss that feeling. So I don't like running in public.
Yeah.
Because I have social anxiety and I just don't like people watching me like
Do anything.
Do anything. So I was like, I can't do that. I mean, I can, but I don't want to.
Right.
And then I was like, I did start working at home with like videos, like online videos,
Mm-hmm.
but I found the accountability thing. So like, that's what I need. And not even like the accountability thing. I need to go somewhere else that's not my living space to work out. And that's my place where I work out, so that I go to it. And so I found Advanced Wellness, which is on Geary. And I really love it there because it's small, it's intimate.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like a big gym and like there's like so many people around.
Right.
It's like it's you, personal trainer, like 4 or 5 other people, maybe even like 2. I've had it where like it was just me and another person before.
Yeah.
And yeah, to teach like people teaching you things and like how to do proper form and all those kind of things really boosted my confidence and also like made me really physically, I think, a little stronger. So
yeah.
I really recommend it. Like I fully support this, fully encourage it. And if you need any help, recommendations, tips, let me know.
Let me know. Give me the info.
Because I will love, because I do a workout every night before I go to sleep usually.
Yeah.
So
I also thought about getting like an Oculus or something and doing like Beat Saber.
Yeah,
I know a couple of people who
fun.
exercise doing just like hard mode of Beat Saber.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
Because it uses your whole body because there's like ducking motions and obviously your arms and your core.
Yeah.
So I thought about doing that too because I was like, she loves video games.
Yeah.
So
that'd be fun.
Yeah, the world is my oyster. But yeah, I wanted to like make this year my year of like recovering and getting better with a lot of things and like motivating myself.
It's the year of Chris.
It is. And it's the year of Mary.
Yeah.
Aww. Everyone's like, boo.
No, it's the year of us.
It's the year of us, the viewer.
It's the view year.
The view year. Happy view year.
Happy view year.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, that's pretty much it for me.
That's about it.
Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching another episode of the After School Special Club podcast. Mm-hmm. You, the viewer.
Out there,
or listener.
The most important part of this.
Yeah. You can tune in live every Saturday to our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/afterschoolspecialclub, for our Saturday double feature. So we're going to take a break and we'll be back, but we're going to stream some games after this. So that is our double feature. You get a whole afternoon of Chris and Mary.
Yeah, I mean, what else could you be doing right now?
Right.
I mean, nothing pales.
Yeah, in comparison.
Yeah.
So yeah, we stream our podcast live and then we play games into the evening. And if you can't watch us live, that's cool, because our podcast is available the following week anywhere podcasts are available. And you can also watch the video version. Mary's been editing them, so you can watch it on YouTube as well. Just search After School Special Club and leave us a comment and thumbs up our videos. And also leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Leave a nice comment there. There's just one person so far and they're lonely.
Yeah, I know. And plus ring that bell so you can be aware
Notified
of when we are going live and when we're doing these things, because we know our schedules. But do you know our schedules?
No.
Probably not. Not unless you ring that bell. Not unless you get notified.
Yeah. And yeah, it just really helps us get out there, especially with podcasts, with iTunes. If you guys rate us and follow us and leave comments, it kind of boosts us. So anything is appreciated.
Yeah.
So especially your time, because you could be doing something else, but you're not.
You're with us.
Aww.
You're with us.
You're with us. You're a part of our family. Anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.